What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Willie Does Wrestling back at it again with a brand new stream. And today, once again, I am joined by Dylan of the Last Week in Wrestling podcast. Dylan, how you doing, sir?
I'm good, buddy. How are you? Happy new week. Couple of weeks
Yeah.
away from Mania. Very exciting stuff.
Fuck yeah. And also 2K23 drops
Friday,
pretty
next
damn
Friday.
soon. Friday
Yeah.
and early access for Deluxe and Icon Edition Tuesday. Lucky
Yes.
fucks.
Lucky
But
fucks.
yeah, oh, it pisses me off. I'm a standard edition guy,
No
so
worries.
I gotta wait a couple of days to
Right.
play 2K23, but it is what it is. But,
Mhm.
we got Smackdown last night. A lot of decent stuff happened. I don't
Yeah.
think not the most highlight worthy, but definitely interesting enough.
Yeah, for sure. Biggest news, of course, is our first inductee
Oh,
into the
yeah.
Hall of Fame. Well deserved, honorary, legendary luchador himself, Rey Mysterio. Well deserved. Man should have been in the Hall of Fame decades ago, but
He
I'm
should have
happy.
been, like, in the 2010s, definitely.
Absolutely,
But it was
absolutely.
great. I did not think it would be Rey Mysterio. Did you see all those reports where it was like, "It's gonna be Batista. It's gonna be the
Yeah,
Great Muta," and it's like, no, it's
yeah.
that was what
And
threw me off, was that
I
it was
saw
Rey
Stacy
Mysterio.
Keibler too. I saw Stacy
Yeah,
Keibler as a choice, and
me too.
not for nothing. I listen. Stacy's great, and Batista's great. Muta's great. All of them deserve their Hall of Fame status for everything they've done for WWF, WWE, and everything. So, but no, Ray, 100%, well deserved. Needed that to start off the Hollywood road to WrestleMania Hollywood edition off on the right foot.
Yeah, and this really makes me think I said it on the group chat, yesterday. This really makes me think Rey Mysterio retires after Mania is all said and done. He's gonna have his last match as a Hall of Famer, and then that's
Hmm.
it for him, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. And you know what? Not for nothing. Um, it's been goat worthy. It was 2K22's showcase for last year's WWE 2K game, and we played through amazing matches with him and Eddie, him and Batista, Undertaker. The list goes on. You know, great moments of his life and his legacy. And now, unfortunately, the feud with his son, give or take, whether you like it or not. But no, man, I agree. I think that this WrestleMania should definitely be Ray's last. I mean, hell, if he has another year in him, great. Get him in there. Let's, push him to the
Yeah.
limit. But if he feels like, you know what, it's time to pass the torch, then pass it. And, let your son come in and fortunately might not be a piece of shit, but generally speaking, continue that Mysterio tradition.
Yeah, 100%. I think Rey Mysterio is definitely a very deserving first inductee. He's done a lot. He's a Grand Slam champion, Royal Rumble winner.
Yep.
He's great. First father-son tag team champion as well. So I
Yep.
think this was a perfect time for him to be in the Hall of Fame. And I see a lot of people on Twitter be like, "Oh, he's not retired yet. Why the fuck is he in the Hall of Fame?" You don't need to be retired to be in the Hall of Fame. You
Correct.
don't. It, it's not. It's not needed. People just
Right.
say that because, whoa, when The Undertaker retired, he's in the Hall of Fame. But it's like, that's not the case now with Rey Mysterio, and I don't
Yeah.
think it's been a case for a few people, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly. But yeah, I mean, very deserving. We'll probably talk about it a little bit later on in the show, but let's
Hmm.
get into the actual show for March 10th, 2023. We started off with the Fatal 5-Way Intercontinental title number one contenders match. We had Drew, Sheamus, Karrion Cross, Xavier Woods, and L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Great starting off point for SmackDown. Of course, this is the road to WrestleMania. So we definitely got to have these big, important matches and stuff, as well as big crowd pleasers. But I'll say this, and I definitely want to hear your opinion on it. We, what the fuck are we doing with this double count victory here for both
I,
Sheamus
I,
and Drew?
I talked about that. I was
Yeah.
so confused the bro
Makes no
kick and then
sense.
the claymore, and then there were randomly 2 referees at the same time counting each of their pins, and it's like,
Just
"What?"
give us the triple threat. Stop this bullshit pulling our leg every week. Next Friday's for the number one contender spot again for the
They're
IC belt.
one-on-one.
Give me a break. Just give us the goddamn triple threat already, and let's call it a day here. But Adam Pearce, WWE. I mean,
Yeah.
we want it. You know the fans want it. You know it's going to be a absolutely match worthy match for WrestleMania Night 1 or Night 2. We don't need to have this crappy ass story of Sheamus gets it first and then it's McIntyre after, or vice versa, or
Yeah.
whatever. Like just give us the triple threat already. Let's call it a
I'm
day.
gonna I'm gonna call it right now. Next week, when they have their one-on-one match, it's either gonna be a DQ or a countout, and then they'll
Yeah,
give it the triple threat.
yeah. Yeah,
I
Gunther will step in and be like, "Oh, you can't make decisions. I'll make decisions for you. I want both men at WrestleMania." Great,
yeah.
great, fantastic. Thanks, Gunther. Appreciate it.
Coulda
No,
just done it
someone,
this week.
yeah, you could have done it 2 weeks ago at this point. Like we could have had this already in the bag. But
I
nah,
mean, it was pretty fun. It was
yeah,
pretty fun,
no,
this
it's a good
match.
match. Oh, it was a great match. LA Knight showed off a great performance, and so did Xavier. Karrion Cross, definitely is someone we got to keep our eyes on, and I want a little bit more of a push for him after Mania,
Yeah, me
going
too.
forward. We didn't see much of Bobby or Bray this week, which was interesting, but with the Fatal Five Way, I thought maybe it would be an elimination type of Fatal Five Way. Make it a little
That's
bit
what
more
I
of an
wanted.
interesting, right? Make it a little bit more of an interesting match type. Have each one being eliminated, knowing that they cannot re-enter in, going forward. But I feel like also LA Knight might try to pull some shit this week coming up and be like, "Oh, I was screwed" or some shit. So, I was happy though. Generally speaking, it was a very good match. Great way to start off this Friday Night SmackDown. Definitely on the right foot.
Yeah, 100%, and yeah, so Drew and Sheamus and Gunther, they have their little storyline going on.
Hmm.
Confusing as fuck double pin.
Confusing
I
as
mean,
fuck.
very fucking stupid.
Hmm.
And then afterwards, it was announced Rey Mysterio entering the 2023 Hall of Fame, as we said earlier on the stream.
Love
Very,
it.
very, very deserving. And then we had
Yes.
Dom. Like Ray couldn't say anything.
He
Dom
couldn't
went
say
in,
one damn word. He
couldn't
wouldn't
say
even let
one
his
damn
father
word.
say one damn word. Dominic, you piece of shit. Like
Dominic's like,
you
we gotta save it for the Hall of Fame night, you motherfucker.
Oh my god. Me and Sam, we were just recording the new episode today for tomorrow and everything. And we were talking about the Hall of Fame, and we had some suggestions or ideas that maybe Vicky and Chavo are the ones that induct him
That's
and
what who I was
everything.
thinking.
Yeah, I thought that too. And then or Batista, it would be really nice as well. We also thought that Dominic might pull some shit and come out there and try to attack his father at the Hall of Fame speech. And that might be the way that Ray goes, you know what? Fuck this. I want you, Mania. No more questions, no more answers, no more nothing. It's me and you, baby boy. And let's have our match finally. And
Yeah.
maybe we'll get a match out of that finally. But we found out, I don't know how true this is, but at the moment, it looks like Conan is going to be inducting Ray into the Hall of Fame of 2023. Yeah,
Oh, no.
I mean, I'm happy. I get it. They have a lot of history and stuff together, but I prefer it to be Vicky and Chavo or just Vicky.
Yeah.
Batista's definitely up there as well as like a third candidate. But like I was saying to Sam today, Eddie and his story is so impactful and such a importance for the WWE. Both of them coming from a luchador background and having great in ring and out ring ability and a locker room leadership for both men, and seeing the longevity that both men really could have had even together if unfortunately with Eddie passing, but if Eddie was still around, them still going at it today, would have been great to see. But unfortunately, Eddie, passed away many moons ago, and we miss him to this day. But
Yeah.
I wish that it was more of a Guerrero thing. They were the ones that inducted Eddie into the Hall of Fame. Ray was the one doing the ceremony with Chavo and Vicky and the kids and everything. So it'd only be right for them to come in and definitely pay homage to Ray, and maybe even have a video of Ray and of Eddie and stuff. Again, I always love to see the two of them together. So,
Yeah.
I definitely would prefer that, but I understand that Conan is someone that I know Ray grew up with, as well as had a lot of luchador background and great manager and everything in WCW. And when that all being bought by WWE, I get it. That's more of the, oh, this looks better, etc., etc. But hell, then I'd take Batista instead. I if anything else. So,
Well,
but
Batista could be in the Hall of Fame this year as well, so
exactly, and
it's
I'd
very
like to see who.
possible.
I like to see who's going to induct him. I honestly, I'd want it to either be Ric Flair or Randy.
I think it's gonna be Triple H inducting Batista. I think
Yeah,
it's
you think
very
so?
obvious, unless you
Yeah,
have
okay.
the an Evolution reunion in that, but I don't know.
Let's get that going. Let's do
Get
that.
that
Let's do
shit
that.
going. But
Yeah, man.
anyways, yeah, Ray couldn't say one word about him being in the Hall of Fame. Dom comes out, says, "The only Hall of Fame you should be in is the Deadbeat Dad Hall of Fame."
Mm,
Uh, Piece of shit.
brutal, brutal.
And then, Legado del Fantasma comes out. I love babyface Legado. I'm not gonna lie. And they had a six-man tag team match playa where the Judgment Day come out with the victory. And
Yeah, well,
then
Ray kind of helped that victory. If you watched and everything, he distracted the ref, letting
yep,
Mommy get the upper hand on Phantasma, and letting Dominic secure that pinfall. But of course, I think you were just about to say it with Ray and him after in the ring.
I was gonna say
Uh,
that, yeah.
yeah, with I'm Eddie's son, or I'd rather be Eddie's son instead of
I should
yours.
have been Eddie's son.
Yeah, I
He
should have
paid
been Eddie's
homage to that
son.
custody of Dominic ladder match.
Damn it, Dom.
Ugh,
I hate that son of a bitch. You know what I mean? Like,
that
listen,
hurt.
yeah, man. And even Ray was like, "You don't mean that. You don't mean that." No, he
Yeah,
meant that shit.
he was
He
like,
meant
"I'll
that
take
shit.
that back. Take that back. You know you don't mean that, piece of shit." And
Yeah,
then,
man.
Dom goes to punch him and Ray dodges. Dom goes
Yeah.
flying over the top.
Finally,
We're slowly getting that
finally.
Ray starting to fight back.
Oh, finally. My
What if
God.
Ray turns heel? Would y'all like that? There's no point
Yeah.
for Ray to turn heel. I want him to retire as that never
Beat
heel
Dom's
Ray.
ass. Beat Dom's ass as a heel real quick, and then retire. That's fine. Absolutely.
That
Give
one
me it.
tweet that one tweet from WWE 13. I can't wait to play WWE 13 and beat my kids as well.
Yeah.
It's like, there you go.
Absolutely.
You won't be
Oh,
playing WWE 13, but you'll beat your kids at WrestleMania. Well, kid
hell
at
yeah.
WrestleMania.
Hell yeah.
Aaliyah is still the angel daughter.
Exactly. Yeah. Good old girl.
Good, Aaliyah. And then we had a filler match. Viking Raiders beating Braun and Ricochet. Yawn.
Not for nothing. I thought this was okay. I thought this was good. Maybe I'm more biased. I'm enjoying Ricochet and Braun. I think they make a great odd couple, and I know Michael Cole has touched upon that as their little nickname and everything. But the other thing is the Viking Raiders. I'm loving to see them. I missed Sarah Logan after her injury, so I'm enjoying her come back as Valhalla. And it's just nice to always see them in the ring. They move very well, and it's very nice to see them get this win. But I like to see more of the Viking Raiders. I want a nice push. I want a nice title defense opportunity or title run, really, for the Viking Raiders. I think that this could be a very good moment for the Viking Raiders to seize the day. Whether or not it's going to be Sammy and Kevin as both SmackDown and Raw. They finally split the belts, and SmackDown ones go up in the air and go into a ladder match or whatnot. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm curious.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like Braun and Ricochet as a tag team is fine, but I just don't get the point of this Viking Raiders match. I could be wrong, but I don't know what the fuck happened between the two teams or something. But I don't know. It just seemed a little
Yeah,
random. And I see in the chat a lot of people are wondering where Bray was this week. Bray was nowhere to be seen.
nowhere to be
Bobby was
seen.
nowhere to be seen.
Yeah,
Monday Night Raw, Bobby, the only thing we got with Bray and Bobby was Bobby being like, "When are you gonna be a man,
yeah,
Bray
that's it.
Wyatt? What's it gonna take without the little kid games?" And it's like, that's all
Yeah,
we got, y'all. That's
yeah.
all we
I saw.
got.
I saw you and Wolf's live, and I was in the chat and everything, and yeah, man, I always love seeing Bray. I want more and more Bray every single week, like everyone else
Yeah.
does, clearly here, and it's just very interesting to see what's going to be happening. Again, we're only 21 days from WrestleMania and the
Oh,
Bobby
it's
and Bray
coming by
match.
so fast.
I know it's
It's
really
so
crazy.
fucking fast.
It's so crazy.
But high side of the rope, shout out to them. They got their own podcast. Dom should attack Ray during his Hall of Fame speech. That would
Right.
be would
That's what I'm
attack
thinking.
him.
Attack him.
I
Attack him
think he
during the Hall of
confronts
Fame
him, but I
speech.
think that's where Ray finally is like, "Okay, motherfucker, I'm gonna kick your ass." That, like
Yeah.
you said earlier in the episode, you were
Yeah.
like, "Hey, man, like
Hey,
it's
let's
gotta
do it.
end."
Let's get it going.
And
Let's
that's
get it
where he could
going.
say,
I want
"If I lose, I retire. If I
I
lose, I'm
want Dom.
fucking done."
I want Ray to get the belt out and like he used to beat Dominic and beat him now on live television. Let's get that shit going. Absolutely. A little bit of father and son parenting on
Yeah, a little bit
WrestleMania
of,
evening.
discipline.
Yeah, a
Uh,
little bit of discipline.
is Ray and the reason why I'm reading the chat, because we don't really do that in the stream, is because this show was very fucking short.
It was
Is
very short.
Bray and Bobby even gonna be good? Nah, so I'm not interested in this. I don't fucking know what's gonna
Well,
happen.
you
Like,
know, I,
how would it
go
go?
ahead.
How would it
Well,
go? Is like, ugh, I don't
well,
know.
I was on TikTok the other day, and
Oh, yeah.
I saw from the Dropkick TikTok team over there that they have a very good idea for Bray going forward after this Bobby and Bray situation, and I'll kind of I'll shorten it up a little bit, and it's pretty much Bobby Bray has these self confidence issues of the physical physique. He's a little bit of a chunkier person compared to Bobby
Yeah.
Lashley being very fit. And after this whole body image situation kind of happens with Bray and Bobby, they want or they're thinking that maybe they could have a Firefly Funhouse redo, like how they had with Bray and John, have it with Bray and Barrett, going through Baron's ups and down moments of his happy Corbin, sad Corbin, King Corbin moments, and then ultimately bringing back the lone wolf gimmick of Corbin, and eventually
Mm.
maybe even Corbin tidying himself to the Firefly Funhouse as maybe one of the live puppets and everything, or just another little lackey for Uncle Howdy and Bray to
Yeah.
use.
Like, because if you looked at Extreme Rules, Mercy the Buzzard, I think it was wearing, like, one of those Hawaiian shirts that, Happy Corbin wore.
Yes,
So, that could support that theory very, very
it could.
well. High
Absolutely.
Side also says Bray needs a big win at this point. Yeah, and I don't want no gimmick fucking match. I don't want no cinnamon
No,
toast crunch freaking crispy match. I
no.
don't need no bullshit
Let's
like
get a
that.
regular match going. Absolutely. Listen,
I
I
don't
love.
need a Reese's peanut butter cup freaking dip match. I
Yeah,
just
no
want
Coca-Cola vanilla matches. I agree. No,
yeah.
I do. I thought the creativity for it was great. I like the idea, the pitch black match. It's all a neon thing. Bray was looking great with his makeup on, etc., etc. But generally speaking, yeah, let's just get Bray back into a singles competition like he's been doing at these house shows. Let's get him back in the ring, doing his regular gimmick and stuff like that, and have all of the other elements kind of factor in later on or throughout the match itself. Not really have the whole match surround the gimmicks of Bray and his Firefly Funhouse like we had with the Royal Rumble. So no, I agree.
Yeah.
I want a regular match. I would like it just to be and I want a decent one. Bobby is a bigger person. Don't get me wrong. Bray's a big guy, and he can hold himself. He could definitely keep himself well and everything. But Bobby's a strong motherfucker, and
Oh,
he is
yeah.
a big motherfucker. So it's going to be something that Bray's going to have to worry about that. I can't remember the move; it's on the tip of my tongue. But his signature and uh,
Uranagi.
the Uranagi, and it's something Bray's gonna have to definitely try to figure out how to counter and hit that Sister Abigail for sure.
Oh,
And of
yeah.
course, how much other factors are going to play into the mind games of Bray into Bobby. We had the Muscle Man dance theme about a week or two ago now, and that's great. If that's what he's going to bring coming to the show, then great, cool, excellent. But again, I don't want the whole entire match to be to be surrounding the whole thing of it's Bray Wyatt in a Firefly Funhouse against Bobby Lashley, and here's the puppets, and now here's Uncle Howdy, and oh my God, Alexa Bliss from the top rope. Like, no, don't give me none of that shit.
It's Bo
Just give me,
Dallas.
yeah. Then we get an unmasking. Oh my God, it's Bo Dallas. No, just give me Bray versus Bobby. Let's lead a couple more gimmicks going into WrestleMania. Let's really fuck with Bobby, get Bobby all pissed off, come
Yeah.
out ring first, then have Bray come out, or have hell, let you know what, if we're gonna have a Uncle Howdy thing, then let Uncle Howdy be the first one to come out and fucking Bobby's like, you kidding me? He doesn't even think I'm good enough to fight. He's scared. He's scared. And all of a sudden, Bray comes from behind and attacks him. I don't even care if it's a quick match. This isn't a match like this isn't a Texas death match like Hangman and Moxley. This isn't
Oh yeah.
this isn't MJF, Bryan Danielson, and shit. This is just this is almost a filler match in a sense, kind of like the Brock and Omos. I want it to be good, but I want it to be in a way quick. I don't want it to be 15, 20 minutes. I don't need it to drag on and go through all of these moments of, oh my God, what an impact and all this other bullshit. Like, let's just get in there, do our thing, move on from Bobby, go to the next target. Like,
Yeah.
and build Bray the way we should have been building Bray since the Royal Rumble. And, I've said it here multiple times and on the group chats and stuff. They fucked up on the Rumble. They fucked up on Bray's match, and they fucked up on Alexa's match. And, it's something that we really need to regroup on and counter, because otherwise, like other people are saying, people are going to get stale of Bray and coming out and doing these
Yeah.
great gimmicks, and then eventually being like, okay, now I'm bored. And,
Yeah.
Bray then eventually could get released again. And that's something we really don't want.
No, I definitely would not want that. Moving
Yeah.
on to the show.
hmm
Charlotte Flair beating Shotzi. Meh.
Boring,
Lame.
boring, boring.
Get
But
Shotzi off my fucking screen, bro. And
yeah,
it's not even her fault. It's the way she's being booked.
booked. It's the same thing with
Ugh.
Ruby Soho.
Yeah.
Same thing with Ruby Soho. It
Going into the
sucked.
freaking Saraya and Tony Storm group. Oh,
Yep.
it pissed me off. I don't like Ruby Soho the way she's being booked. I love Ruby
Yep.
Soho, the performer. Same with
Yep.
Shotzi, man. I love Shotzi, but
Yep.
the way she's being booked makes me just not want her on my fucking
I
screen.
don't care. Yep.
I don't care
It
about her.
sucks. It sucks because they're talented women, and they deserve a bigger push. Same thing for Alexa, Liv Morgan. We give her an opportunity to be the champion, and then, oh, guess what? You're only going to be a champion for 3 weeks. Taking the
Oh
belt
yeah.
back, by the way. Leave. We don't want hot potatoing. All these companies love hot potato. I tell you, between
Yeah.
AEW and WWE, they love this hot potato
TNT
game.
Championship is a
Ugh,
prime example. But
prime
fucking
example.
but
Prime example. But yeah, no,
yeah,
clearly this is to get Rhea and Charlotte in the
Charlotte.
ring, and to have Rhea keep continuing getting in the head of Charlotte, which I think she's starting to. I think Charlotte's starting to feel like this could be the opportunity where she does lose the belt, and this could be a downfall for her for a little while. I don't know if it's something where we'll see Charlotte enter the Queen of the Ring thing in May, getting an opportunity against Rhea again in Money in the Bank, and then maybe Liv wins the Money in the Bank. I mean, it'll be a two-time Money in the Bank winner.
Two-time
But
back to back.
yeah, but again, though, like me and Sam was saying today, like, do we really want to see that? Do we really want to see Liv go for a minor push and then a title opportunity squandered?
Yeah.
We know she deserves better. All these women deserve better. I mean, I get it. We're taking our top talent and pushing them forward. They're the better looking bread of the bunch and everything and whatnot. But at the same time, it's just like, these other loaves and these other companies, they gotta kind of bring these other people up there too. Shotzi, Liv, Raquel, Carmella and Chelsea are looking good as a great tag team going forward. But we
Yeah.
see how we actually get them. Piper Niven, another great performer. What are we really going to be getting of her? Quick matches with Nikki Cross? Boring. We don't even need to watch it on TV. Put it on a dark
Yeah,
match.
but we've said it before multiple times, like, you're mentioning people like Piper Niven and Nikki Cross. Those are all people from Raw, and Wolf said this too with me. The SmackDown Women's division is lacking.
Weak. Weak. It is the
It is
weakest division.
terrible. we only
Weakest
have
division.
he said it in the damage control clip that I posted a number of days ago.
Yep.
There's really only Charlotte. There's
Yep.
only really Liv.
Yep.
And
Raquel.
not counting Rhea because she's not on SmackDown as of yet.
Yep.
Raquel is 50-50 at this point,
Yep.
and then all the
Yeah, that's it.
rest is
Our
just
managers.
there.
Zelina Vega, manager.
Zelina Vega manager, BFAB
Valhalla.
manager, Valhalla manager. Natalia is just there.
Whatever. She's just there for a paycheck. Yep.
Raquel is just there.
Shayna
It's
Baszler. Why
it's
are we
just
getting
there.
any Shayna Baszler matches? Why aren't we having Shayna Baszler put over new women? Why aren't we having Ronda do what she was supposed to be
'Cause
doing,
she's the
which is
MMA
bringing new?
woman.
I
'Cause
know
she's
that,
the MMA woman to take
she
around with
she
Ronda.
she's supposed to come back and be putting over these new talents, or putting over people like Liv and like Raquel and like Shotzi, and being able to have them, give them a good push forward. I mean, hell, I would love to see Shotzi enter a ladder match for the women's championship, for Christ's sake. Like, give me something here. Like Raquel
Yeah.
in Elimination Chamber was amazing. I was so happy to see her. She finally got a moment where she can go, oh, okay. Like, I now have an opportunity ahead of me. Whether or not,
Yep.
you were supposed to lose or whatnot, that's besides the point. But just to put us in more eyes, and it goes for, that women's division entirely. There's really what, five, six women total that's actually wrestling, and all of
Yeah.
them are either a champion already, like Charlotte, and then just pushed over because of Ronda Rousey and fucking Shayna Baszler MMA tag team duo. Like, where's my Shotzi and Liv Morgan matches? Where's my Raquel and Liv matches? Where's the Shayna and Shotzi matches? Where are these matches that have these opportunities to be really bigger and better, and really lift up the women's division? Cut some of the women then from Raw and bring them over to SmackDown. Nikki could come over to SmackDown. Piper could come over to SmackDown and bring up
Piper would be
Liv.
great on SmackDown.
Yeah, put her with Liv, or put her with, Raquel, the strong and bigger women versus
Yep.
Liv and Shotzi. Boom, there's your two tag team division women that could be going after the women's tag team titles, and bring them back to SmackDown to have them get re-looked at as a better fucking belt than Hapatitoing them every goddamn couple of the months. Like, it's ridiculous. It's
Having to bring
truly
legends back
ridiculous.
to have the
Yeah, we
tag
don't
team
need
titles.
Lita. Yeah, listen, man.
Lita.
Oh my god! And now we
I
got
love me
Lita
some
and
Lita,
Trish.
but
Oh, listen,
yeah.
I do too. Don't get me wrong. All these legends belong in the Hall of Fame. Show up once in a blue moon. I love seeing John Cena's bald spot once in a blue moon. But generally speaking, I want to see the women we're supposed to be seeing each and every week. We don't need to keep putting them in dark matches. We don't need to keep putting them on these great opportunity roles and pushes, and then taking
Filler
them
matches.
away. Yeah, and taking them away so quickly. It just sucks. It just sucks. And
Yeah.
I wish and I hope that Triple H, hears us, all of us screaming for this to happen. But and it's, I know this is WWE show today, but it's like Rampage. SmackDown and Rampage are kind of similar, with the sense of, yeah, it's the only difference is SmackDown's live, Rampage is not,
Rampage
and
is
it's,
taped.
yeah, and on top of that, it's only an hour show compared to 2 hours with SmackDown. But even in the 2 hours, we're not getting anything. So it's like, it should just be an hour show. Like, give me just an hour show if you're just gonna give me Charlotte
Yeah.
and a little bit of Bray and Bobby, and maybe a Baron Corbin match, and then that's about it. Like,
I don't know. Yeah.
give me that instead. Like, this is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It really is. And then the main event, we got the
Oh,
Usos, Bloodline,
yeah.
middle of the ring.
Middle of the ring, finally getting it off their
Ah,
chest. So I want to hear from you first, because I know I talk a lot and I ramble for a very
all
long
good.
time and shit like that. But Raw, I know this is SmackDown, but what a Raw we had Monday, with Jay making us believe he was gonna be with our
Yeah.
boy Sami Zayn, and then Sweet Chin musing his jaw off completely in front of those people. I mean, the one guy was starstruck. I was in awe. I lost my voice literally for like 2 days. It was just, I was in shock. I couldn't
I
believe it.
was in shock in front of my TV screen. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, what did I just watch? But no, Jay. Jay, I'm happy Jay's back. That's great.
He is. He's great.
I wonder what we could have done with Jay and Sammy. I wonder, was that the thought in the beginning, and then maybe we all were like, you know what, it's just better off we just stick with the bloodline and him and everything like that. Maybe Jay and Roman, I know this is hypothetical, but maybe Jay and Roman had to sit down at Solo's wedding and was like, what's the problem? I don't understand. Like, why do you hate me so much? But more or less, I think it's a good decision that we have the bloodline back together in some aspect with everything kind of crumbling around them. And Jay finally saying that, he would never trust Sammy, and that, he's always going to be family first. But if you were family first, where have you been since Royal Rumble? Is my question. If you've been family
Yeah.
first, where have you been? So I want to hear from you now. I'm gonna stay quiet. So I want to hear from you now. Your opinion.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna clip this part because I want to fucking say this. Jay Uso throughout this whole fucking run, throughout Roman's whole Universal Championship run, has been amazing.
Yes.
Like a lot of people are like, this story's about Sammy. This is Sammy this, Sammy that, Sammy this. And while Sammy might be the most popular person in this story, my theory is, and I see this all the time on fucking Twitter, and I think this is right. I think this story is about Jay
Yes.
Uso. Jimmy was injured at the time Roman became the champion. Jay became the number one contender. He put off two bangers against Roman, Clash of Champions and Hell in a Cell. He
Hmm.
became main event Jay Uso. He lost twice, and he was forced. He was forced by Roman Reigns to be a part of the bloodline, to do his bidding, until ultimately Jimmy was forced to do the same thing too. And sure, they've been dominant as these tag team champions, but you always see throughout this whole entire run Jay having that thought in his head, like, I don't want this.
Right.
And he said in the promo too, he was like, I did it. I did what I did to Sammy because I had to, because my brother was going to, get blamed for me walking out at the Royal Rumble. I had to do it for my brother. You never heard him say I did it for Roman Reigns.
Right. And that's big. That's key. Absolutely.
That's
That
very
is that is
key.
very key. You're a very observant man. You're a very observant man. I'm happy that you also have caught that as well. Yeah, no, I caught that as well. And yeah, you are right. Thinking back on it now as I sit here and listen. Yeah, I mean, Jay said it. I mean, literally gave it to us on a silver platter, that the reason he's here is only because of his brother, and that is the only reason why he did what he did, is because he didn't want his brother to get clipped for his
Yeah.
wrongdoing. But and Jay went on and said that, what, you could have just fell in line and followed the orders and been one
Everything
of
would be
us.
fine. Yeah.
Right. And Sammy, like the rest of us, know, and like Jay, he doesn't want to say it because he knows it's going to affect Jimmy more or less than him. That if he does not fall in line, that there's going to be a lot of repercussions that come with it. Solo being the executioner of the group, and of course Roman being the tribal chief, tribal god, as Sam would say. So yeah, it's just um, the story's it's intense.
Yeah,
It's
this
intense.
story is getting better and better and better, and, like, I think Sammy and Kevin beat the Usos at WrestleMania.
Same.
That
I do too. I'm
but
waiting
I
for
wa
them to finally team.
yeah, and I want, Jay to break up with Roman, whether or not Jimmy is off doing something on his own or he sides with his brother or something like that. And
Right.
I think Wolf said this in his video too, or in our video too. Jay Roman SummerSlam, with or without the titles. I
Right. Just
think
one
that'd be
more
great.
match. Give us one
Yeah.
more. Yeah. No, I agree. I think that's a great prediction from Wolf. It's true. Jay and Roman have been putting on banger after banger after banger of matches, and it's something we can't get tired of, like Hangman and Moxley, or anything else in between. But the biggest thing, I don't know if you probably caught it, but how we had with MJF's situation with the tequila and the poor kid's eyes. Cody did the same thing with Jimmy in the audience. He grabbed some guy's beer and threw it on him, and the camera panned away. And if you saw Jay get flipped over the barricade, and then Sammy follows suit, behind Sammy, you see this big gush of water behind Sammy. It looks like almost like a halo around Sammy's head, and it's just all the beer going on towards Jimmy and the people behind, Jimmy, of course. But
I didn't notice that. No.
yeah, no, yeah, I thought it was so funny because someone was saying it on TikTok, and I was like, I did notice that. I was wondering what the fuck that was, and then they were like, wow, they really love AEW over there in SmackDown now, don't they? And I'm like, maybe, you never know.
It
So,
is what it is. Michael Cole loves referencing Tony versus Ariel Helwani. So,
oh,
I mean,
let's
yeah.
get that match going. Let's get a steel cage match, Ariel versus Tony Khan. Let's
Hey,
do it.
steel cage.
Absolutely. Dark match, because no one wants to see that shit live on television. Let's get that shit in
Jay,
a dark match.
Jay, Roman, Jimmy versus Sammy, Cody, Kevin Owens at WrestleMania Backlash.
Backlash. That would be cool.
Oh, yeah.
6-man tag. Okay. I could
Oh,
I
yeah.
could get with that.
Puerto Rico. Bad Bunny is
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to
Hosting that one.
host.
Yeah. Yep.
AKA, we're going to give him a match at Crown Jewel. But that's besides the
Yeah,
point.
that's besides the point. Maybe he'll face Logan Paul. It's the only one I'm accepting.
Bad Bunny
I
versus
mean,
Logan Paul. I accept
it, I
Bad
accept
Bunny
that.
versus Damian Priest if the Judgment
That's
Day
a good
split.
one. That's a good one. That's a
Because they
good
were
one.
tag partners before. Damian Priest has had this change of attitude. Bad Bunny be
Right.
like, "Hey man, what happened to you?"
Right. That's a
But
good one. I like that.
yeah. And then Cody comes out. Well,
Yep.
Cody
Save the
and
day.
Sammy come out
Yes,
to
Cody first and then
attack both
Sammy
of them.
later on.
Yeah.
Yep. And great, yeah. So happy they finally reunited. Well, it's just like how Cody saved Sammy from getting his
Yep.
ass beat. I mean, Sammy was getting his ass beat, unfortunately.
Sammy's
Three on
returning the
one.
favor.
Yep, Sammy's returning the favor. And again, and if you watch during some of these segments too of SmackDown and Raw, and when we're in the back room, you saw. I don't know if it was Raw. I think it was Raw. I don't think it was SmackDown, but I think it was Raw, where Cody and Kevin are talking. And it looks like Cody's trying to explain to Kevin, like, listen, Sammy might be right here. And this is a good way to like break down the bloodline. I'm
Yep.
going against Roman. You and him can tag up and take out, Jay and Jimmy and everything. And probably Kevin was like, fuck Sammy. You watched me get beaten up and shit at Royal Rumble, and my family had to watch that shit. But, generally speaking, like, it maybe Cody's trying to lure as well say Kevin to be like, listen, just give Sammy this last chance, give this opportunity one more run. You guys could be great tag team champions, which they could be. They really could be, and bring a great new oomph to the wrestling to the tag team division. So,
Yep.
hopefully Cody's working some American Dream magic back there, baby, and really really getting into the head of Kevin and being
Yeah.
like, just forgive him, just let it go. Like it is what it is. He came out. He's trying to help you now and whatnot. But yeah, SmackDown was cool. SmackDown was good.
My one complaint really is they false advertise Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
They false
yeah.
advertised.
I was more expecting Roman and Jay to speak,
I was
and
expecting that big face off with Roman being
yeah,
like, "Hey man, I appreciate what you did on Raw, but where the fuck were you?"
yeah.
Like,
I wanted more. I definitely wanted more. Like, don't get me wrong, Cody, Sammy, Jay, Jimmy, great ending. We see that tag team opportunity coming more and more into fruition. But I wanted Jay and Roman.
me
I did
too.
too. I
I
wanted the
was
both of them in the
so
middle of the ring.
hyped. I was
Yeah,
so hyped for Jay and Roman middle of the ring.
yeah,
But well, I mean, we got Jay sort of planting the seeds on, hey, I don't really like Roman. So
yeah, yeah,
I mean, it was cool. It was
yeah,
cool. Yeah, SmackDown was a decent show, not a lot going on, but
yeah.
we
Too
got
much.
some more WrestleMania build at least. Rey Mysterio's in the Hall of Fame. I think that got a
Very
lot of
happy.
points for me. I was very happy. The
Yeah,
Dom and Ray feud is alive and well. A few filler matches kind of affected it. You got the Braun and Ricochet and the Viking Raiders, and you got Charlotte
Shotzi and
versus
Charlotte.
Shotzi. The opening match was great, the Fatal
Yeah,
5-Way Intercontinental Championship match. You see some dissension between McIntyre and Sheamus. Very confusing fucking finish, however.
yeah, unbelievable.
But and of course the segment and the main event, I think it was very decent. Neil
Mhm.
gives us a 6 out of 10. I'll give it a nice 6.5.
Yeah, I'm pretty much on the same border with you guys on that as well. Um, I Roman and Jay being in the ring, 7, 8, I would have been around there. You ended, you started off strong with that fatal five way. You ended with Roman and Jay in the ring. Definitely a 7, 7.5, 8.
Yeah.
And then of course, I think Bianca was advertised, but she was in a dark match,
Dark match
which
with Bailey, like,
with
after the
Bailey.
show. So if
Yeah,
you
which
got
I would have loved
tickets
to
to the
see.
show, if you were actually there live, you would have seen Bianca and Bailey on SmackDown.
Yeah, I would have
So
I
it
would have
wasn't
loved to seen that.
televised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wish we could have saw that. That would have been probably a really good match to see. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, no, I'll probably give it around the same for you guys as well. 6 out of 10. I wish we saw some Bray. I wish we saw Roman and Jay. Great way we
Yeah.
started off the show. Again, they just keep fucking teasing us with this triple threat match. But again, and go into that real quick. If Sheamus wins Friday, hypothetically, let's say Sheamus wins Friday, and he is the only contender going into WrestleMania for the belt against Gunther. Give it to Sheamus. Let
Yeah.
him let him have the triple crown. Let him get all the
Grand Slam.
accolades, the Grand Slam. Thank you. I know I keep saying it wrong, but yeah, I give him the Grand Slam. He's a well deserving of that Grand Slam opportunity. He's put in fight after fight after fight, gimmick after gimmick. I there's been times where I hated Sheamus when he was supposed to, and I love Sheamus when you're supposed to as well. And
Yeah.
Sheamus is one hell of a fighter. He's a great in-ring worker. He seems to be just like Baron Corbin, another safe worker, not someone that is trying to go out there and hurt you like a Ryback or anyone else. As well as someone that's willing to be very forthcoming with the company, willing to do whatever they say, and really put on great shows and really have great input on their characters and stuff like that. So I definitely think Sheamus 100%, just like Ray deserves the Hall of Fame, Sheamus deserves that Grand Slam, and then of
Yeah.
course give him that Hall of Fame spot maybe a year or two from now when Sheamus is like, okay, I'm done working out and being on TikTok, and now I'm done being in the ring as well. So we're done here.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Sheamus is definitely my pick to win,
Yeah.
whether it's a triple threat or one-on-one. Hell, if you have it a triple threat, you could have Sheamus pin Drew, and Gunther's
Ooh,
protected. Gunther
yeah,
doesn't get pinned, and he continues to be dominant. But yeah,
yeah.
Sheamus deserves
Yeah,
that
and that
Intercontinental
would be
Championship.
and that would be a really great rivalry between the two of them, the Brawling Bros or Brawling Brutes or the Banger Brus,
Banger
whatever
Brothers.
whatever they're calling themselves nowadays. Them having that big feud over the IC belt, Sheamus winning, pinning Drew, exactly, making Gunther look strong still, just like how we like to not have Roman take the pin. We want Roman to look strong. Give then finally Gunther and Brock at either King and Queen of the Ring or SummerSlam. I'd prefer it at a bigger
Crown
stage, a
Jewel.
big Crown Jewel. That would be really cool. But yeah, again, I'd rather Sheamus. Sheamus deserves it. He's been fighting for it for so goddamn long. Oh, thank you. And it's just something that it needs to happen. It needs to happen. These are things
Yep,
that need to happen. And with the women's division, I'll just speak on that quickly. I know I keep rambling on like a crazy man, but
that's
uh,
fine.
yeah, we need more. We need more from it. We need more. We need more great ladies to keep pushing over. Um, other great superstars. We need some maybe coming over from Raw would be nice. Hell, not for nothing. If we're gonna bring anybody over from Raw, maybe Charlotte and Carmella are better off on SmackDown than Raw. Maybe the women's division is a little too saturated over there with Asuka,
Chelsea and
Bianca.
Carmella on SmackDown would be great.
Yeah, and have them as champions. Now they can kind of go between shows and defend the titles on both, but they're more mandatory on SmackDown. And we see Chelsea in action and Carmella in action, and I think it'd be great. And again, bringing up more NXT women like Solo Call, recall. Like I know
So
I'm
so
Soul
so
something.
Sora Cole, or fuck,
Something like that, right? I know we're all
Cole,
talking
or I don't fucking know her fucking name, but I
something
know
like
who you're
that.
talking about. She
Yeah,
was
Zoe
great in the ring.
Starks. Zoe Starks would be
Oh,
great in
yeah.
there. Roxanne Perez would be great on SmackDown. You know, and I wonder. I know how we look at it as we're fans, of course, fans first. That's how I look at it. We're fans first, and of course, we're writers and podcasters and
Yeah.
literature people at the end and whatnot. But
Sol Ruka.
Sol
That's her
Ruka,
name.
that's it. Thank you, Neil. I know we're fans first, and this is what the fans want. The fans want this and everything. But not for nothing. If we added a little more substance to SmackDown with some really talented, strong NXT women, like I mentioned before, we would have a jam-packed SmackDown. A
Yeah.
SmackDown where we could be seeing a whole lot of great up and coming talent, titles being defended, and not so many like, oh, I'm coming back, but only as a manager position, or oh, I'm going to be on the new 2K23, but I'm only going to be a manager playable character. I'm not going to
Fuck
be a
off,
actual
B-Fab.
character. Yeah, like I mean, bullshit row
God.
doesn't need it, but still, at the same time, it's just like we don't need it. We don't need it, but um, I hope as time goes on, we get some more of those things that happen and everything. But if not, uh, SmackDown's gonna keep hurting. It's gonna keep
Yeah.
hurting.
Bring Indy Hartwell to Raw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reunited with Dexter
D-
Loomis. There you go. It's right
get
there.
Gigi Dolan over there, Jaden
Yep.
Jace, get any of the women. All the
JD
women over.
McDonough, put him
Mm,
on Raw. I think
yeah,
that'd be pretty
McDonough on
cool.
Raw would be really great with Seth Rollins. They would have a really nice little interaction and shit like that. Hell, if you really
Carmelo on
want to,
SmackDown.
Carmella on
Carmelo,
SmackDown.
put him on there.
Yeah, Carmelo on SmackDown for sure. Because if anything, I'd also bring over the Street Profits, because I would
Yeah.
love to see Montez on the blue team with Carmelo on the blue team fighting it would be really nice to
Oh,
see.
that'd be pretty sick.
Because not for nothing, I know
Carmelo and Trick Williams against the Street Profits would be great.
wild, wild,
Amazing.
a wild booking. That's a really good booking. That's a
But
good booking.
I'm gonna say this as well. Yeah, SmackDown's very it's good in terms of stories, but it's hurting in terms of bad booking for your women's division. Your world champion's not there every single week, and when he is, it's for a little bit. Um,
Omos and
no,
Roman, no,
no,
that shit.
Omos and Roman.
Stop Vince
Stop.
McMahon. Stop Vince McMahon. You already got your one match this year.
Once
We're
in a
done with you.
lifetime. I love seeing all those memes where it was like once in a lifetime, and it's Brock and Omos being like best match of all time.
There's a Vince
Um,
McMahon TikTok that's going. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there's a Vince McMahon
no,
TikTok going on with this quickly. There's one where it's Brock and Omos, blah blah. Then it's the Great Khali and Omos. Then it's
oh, I
Goldberg
seen
and
that.
Omos. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Then it's Omos
Goldberg,
versus
Omos,
Omos
Omos versus Omos versus
with the
Omos.
special
Special
referee is
referee, Omos. I seen that last night before I went to bed. I was like, "Oh fuck, this is too
I
good."
forgot which one of you guys sent it to me. I saw it prior to you, but then
It was
one of the people,
John. John
John.
sent
Okay,
it.
John, if you're listening, that was a great TikTok. I
Shout out
saw
to
that as well.
John, man. He's so
Yeah,
great.
that was a funny
Um,
fucking TikTok. Oh,
that
I
was
was
fucking
dying.
great. I died
Yeah,
last night before I went to bed. Vince
yeah,
McMahon's rematches.
yeah,
Oh my god. That's a story for another day. But like I
yeah,
said, bad booking for your women's division, bad booking for your tag division, and your world champion's not on
yes,
your show. It hurts. It really hurts. But you know what? At least the stories are good, and at least the show's not as long. But then again,
right,
like tonight, it didn't seem like a lot happened because a lot of time was devoted to other things. So
right.
but
Story
it is what
building.
it is. SmackDown, decent show, not the best, not
Nope,
the worst. But
nope.
yeah, so I think that's gonna have to conclude our review. Thank you to everyone for being on this. I think this is actually our best performing review under our current format with you and I
Really?
doing it. I think it is
Wow.
because the chat was lively
Yeah,
throughout
we
this
were
whole
popping
thing.
tonight, boys.
People were
We were
popping.
popping. Yeah, I
People are
loved
like,
it.
"Oh, well, I'm gonna eat dinner, but oh, there's a SmackDown review.
Yeah,
Nice, you
I'm
know."
gonna eat it and watch.
You didn't
That's what I'm.
watch
Yeah, listen.
100%.
I haven't even eaten today yet. I bought Chipotle. It's been sitting in my fucking room right
Oh,
now.
okay.
So like I'm starving. I had to do the podcast with Sam and everything because we had to move this around. Now
Mm.
I'm doing this with you and everything. So I'm like, all right, now I'm done. So now I can eat, and then I can do all the editing and shit like that later for the podcast,
Yeah.
and be able to put it out for tomorrow and shit. But yeah, and then tomorrow, of course, is Road to WrestleMania for me and Sam. We're going. We're going to be seeing Seth and Austin for the U.S. belt in the steel cage, and
Oh, nice.
Cody. Yep, 20-man battle royale.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
getting
that.
Bianca. Yep, we're getting that. We're getting Bianca. We're getting Ronda. We're getting Charlotte. We're getting Becky. We're getting Cody. A whole bunch of wild shit. So I'll be on TikTok live. Well, not live, but I'll be on TikTok posting a lot of videos and stuff like that. And of course, the next
Nice.
time I'm on here with you guys, I'll definitely say something. And if not, I'll be on YouTube live or something to talk about it before Raw or during Raw or something like that. So
Yeah.
crazy stuff, crazy night, crazy week ahead of us. So very exciting.
100%. Well, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna have to conclude our review. Thank you for everyone for joining. Thank you, Dylan, for
Yes.
being here.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
yeah, if you are new here, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like, share it with your friends. This was also streaming on my Twitter as well. Go follow
Yes,
my
I saw
Twitter.
that. I retweeted it. I was on Twitter while we were waiting for it to load, and I
Eh,
was like, "Oh, it's live. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Let me
Yeah,
retweet that."
on my YouTube and my Twitter, so it's great.
Oh,
But yeah, so yep, that's gonna have to conclude the video.
all
Thank you
right.
for watching. This is Willie Does Wrestling with Dylan from Last Week in Wrestling. Be good people and peace.